What is it doing? It's trying to sell me something. No, I don't want to buy more versions. Okay. I just want to log in. I don't know why it's doing this. Okay, there we go. Log in. Log me in. Okay, here we go. Let me get this pulled up now. Sorry, you guys. I have a PowerPoint presentation I was going to do, but that sounds more fun. So, but where did it go? I'm losing my mind. Where'd it go? All right, I'm going to have to open it up in another window. Sorry, I'm coming. We're getting the Kahoot. We are finishing up Unit 2 for those of you who are just joining us. Finishing up Unit 2 today with a review. A review game nonetheless. Okay. Here we go. Okay.
Mom,
Yes, Mila.
did you know that George Washington had 15 kids?
Oh my goodness. All right. Ready to join. If you go to kahoot.it, get this copied. All right, here we go. Why didn't it? That's not right. Guys, I'm a mess. What is happening? I'm trying to copy. Link copied. Here we go. Sure. Yeah, that's fine with me, Maddie. That is still going to help you learn. Oh, wow. There's the link too. Put it on the board. No, you don't have to use your real names. Okay, Paul, I'm going to send a video out today. I meant to send it out yesterday, and I got distracted. Can I send that out today, right after class? All right. I promise. I promise I won't fall through. Okay. Let's see who is in. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to turn this camera off so it doesn't delay us. And I'm going to share my screen here. Now, keep in mind that when I share my screen, I can't see you. So please know that I can't see your chat very well. So I may need somebody to pop on mic and communicate with me if there's something in chat that I need to know. All right, we got a team going. I actually kind of love this because I kind of like seeing the animal interpretations of you. Oh yeah, Gracie is fancy. Bubbles, welcome. Batman. Welcome, Josie. And Gabby's in the house. Lolo. We got Tori, Luna Wolf. You guys look awesome. Isaiah, I love your character. Oh, Katie. Cordelia. Sweet Shades. I love it. Bubbles, you look sad. Smile, though. There's hearts, Bubbles, but no smile. All right, I'll give everybody a couple more minutes to get logged in. There's plenty of room. And you can use an anonymous name so no one even knows who you are. If you don't want to. Nat's in the house. Oh, the CEO of Kahoot, and Dylan. Welcome. Swizz. This is awesome. Let's do this. One more minute because I feel like people are still joining. Let's do this. All right. I'm going to wait one more minute. See if anybody else joins. Again, remember you can join as an anonymous name. So nobody, and if you are the lowest scoring on every question, this is my thing. Hey, FBI agent, is who cares, right? This is just review. And honestly, I remember when I get the wrong answer, it helps me learn. It helps me remember. I'll be like, oh, crud, right? So feel good about this. It's fun. We don't have to take it too seriously. With that being said, let's take off. Is there anyone I should wait for? Anyone else joining? Will someone tell me in chat if they see someone saying, wait?
Someone else joining.
Is there anybody I should be waiting on?
Leslie said she was.
All right. Double X, here we go. Here we go. Semester 2, Unit 2, review. All right, here we go. After which event could you say that evolution has occurred? A white-eyed fly is born into a population of brown-eyed flies. A new predator comes into the environment. An animal gets fat, or an allele frequency changes in a population. What do you think? Computer about. What do you think? When would they say? The answer is yellow, I guess, or C. Yes, that remember when an allele frequency, like redfish, greenfish-ish, happens, nature chooses a favorite, selects it, reproduces it, and it becomes like a DNA. When something becomes like a DNA change in a population, a new genetic change, that's when we say something has evolved. All right. And we're not saying human to monkey. One mutational edit is not getting monkey to human, right? That's one genetic change. Here is our scoreboard. Love it. Swizz, he who pilots. Is that right? Am I just saying that wrong? He who pilots, Isaiah, Darian, James. They are on the scoreboard. First up. All right, move to the next question. What is true? What is true about disruptive selection? Disruptive. The frequency of the middle pattern is the highest. Two patterns combine into one. The middle pattern decreases. I don't remember doing this lesson. A new pattern is the most common. What do you think? You know what, guys? I don't know if we covered this. It is in your content. We're going to go back to disruptive selection. I don't know where that went, but we're going to look at it. The answer is, you'll want to know this because it may be a test question. The middle pattern decreases. and the 2 on the end increase. Think about like a sandwich, all right? Disruptive selection is like a sandwich, all right? Maybe a sandwich you don't like because disruptive just sounds not good, all right? I'll show you a graph of disruptive selection. Ooh, that mixed it up. We got Stir Fry on the board, Emily, James, Batman, and Darian on top. About 96% of the information in human DNA is found in a gorilla. All right, so we have similar DNA, not the same DNA. But why would that evidence support a statement? Gorillas and humans are too different for meaningful genetic comparisons. Humans evolved from gorillas. Gorillas may have diverged from a common ancestor, or as gorillas evolve, they will become more similar to humans. What does this tell us? Because they have some similar genetic information. All right, it's not saying humans evolved from gorillas. It's not saying gorillas will eventually be humans, but it's saying that remember that phylogenetic tree we made, and it says who shares the most similarities, that we would have a common ancestor, and that's what this is saying, right? Because gorillas do share a lot of genetic similarities. Good. See how that shook things up? Darian remains on top. Emily, Tori, James, he who pilots on the board. Up 6 places. Bubbles is the highest climber. That's an achievement right there. I like that. Which group of organisms can be considered a population? What is a population? Think in your brain, what is a population? And then I want you to look at the answers. A group of skunks living in the same forest, different kinds of butterflies living in the same patch of the rainforest, all buffalo in North America, or freshwater salmon. What do you think? Considered in a population. A group of skunks living in the same forest. I love that blue was the second most popular answer because those 2 would be my top 2. Can someone pop on their mic and tell me why they would choose a group of skunks living in the same area over different kinds of butterflies living in the same patch?
Am I allowed to possibly hop on?
My volume up?
For some reason.
I couldn't hear you. Say that again. I'm so sorry.
I have a question. Can I be heard?
Yes.
Yay. One of the reason I personally picked that is because just a group of skunks, it doesn't include any other species, even though that, different kinds of butterflies are still butterflies. Technically, there's still different species of butterflies, and you cannot include a bunch of different species into one population. So if it's just the skunks in the same little area.
Yes. Everyone tell Gracie how awesome she is because she's 100% right. Right? So what is the same about both of those is that they both are talking about the same location, right? Just like I always say, the bunnies living in the field in my backyard. It's the same species. So if we were talking about all monarch butterflies living in the same patch of rainforest, then that could be the correct answer. But because it's different kinds of butterflies, they're different species, which rules that one out. Thank you. And I am so sorry if anyone else got on mic before. Apparently my computer was muted, so I couldn't hear anything. So I'm so sorry. All right. Darian's still on top. He who pilots, Tori, CEO of Kahoot, climbing up. Stir Fry, and we've got Wiz as our highest climber. Moving on. Natural selection acts on all living things, usually through a specific trait. So which of these statements must be true? The trait is the same for all organisms. All forms of the trait have the same impact on survival. The trait is resistant to mutation. selection, or the trait is passed on genetically to the next generation? What do you think? How does natural selection choose? Yes. So it is going to be the green. Natural selection chooses, right? But this goes back to redfish, greenfish, our epic story that has carried us through unit 2, is that if the redfish would have been picked off by the bird and the greenfish survived but didn't reproduce, then it wouldn't have been selected by nature necessarily. It was just luck of survival, right? So it was selected by nature because it lived on and reproduced. And then it populated more. And that is how there became more green fish that lived on it and became a significant size population, an alternate allele, right? Good. Scoreboard. Ooh, 3 players just hit an answer streak 3. Sweet. Darian, Stir Fry, Bernie, Josie, and James. Let's move on. So which type of selection is illustrated by these 2 graphs? Oh, stink. This is that one thing that I don't remember doing in our lesson. Either I was sleeping through my own lesson or we didn't see this. You want me to do your bet? Oh, did I do that? I am so sorry. Did I stop that? Or did we run out of time? Either way, it is stabilizing. We're going to go to that next after this. We're going to look at these graphs. Okay. Sorry, that was not a fair question because I stopped it, I think. All right, so how does comparing the embryos of different organisms support the theory of evolution? Are all embryos identical? The stages of development are similar, so that might suggest a common ancestor, where all embryos resemble all other embryos in that group. Why would we look at embryos of different organisms? Good. The stages of development are similar. So when we look at embryos, we'll see, remember when we did that lesson about bats and we learned how they actually have fingers like we do, but they have webbing between their fingers. They actually have thumbs. Some organisms have what we call vestigial organs or vestigial structures. And what those mean is it's like they have body parts or bones that are similar to other species, but they don't use them. Does that make sense? Like they have them either in an embryonic stage or in a developed stage, but like just like the bat, they don't, the thumb is like tucked in a membrane and not used like a thumb. It is in a wing. So it doesn't have the same use, but it is a similar actual like finger-like structure. That if we would just take the skin off of our finger and look at the bones in our finger, they would look very similar to the bones in the wings of a bat. Isn't that kind of cool? I have no idea if you think it's cool because I can't see Chad. But I can see the scoreboard. And you guys are doing awesome. Who's this cute little creature? They are up 6 places. That's awesome. Highest climber. All right, let's do this. Which statement best explains the genetics represented by the cladiogram? Remember, we made one of these. It shows relationships. A common ancestor indicates that the 4 once had identical genotypes. Did they have identical genotypes, these 4 species? Blue, there are no genetic similarities among the 4. Do they have any similarities? Lizards and snakes are more alike than lizards and birds. Is that true? Or the 4 types of animals no longer have any genetic similarities. Look at that. And what does this graph tell us? This cladogram tell us? No, this is telling us similarities. All right, this is telling us similarities in species. So if you look back at that, you would see that the lizards and snakes are on the same branch. And if they're on the same branch, what that tells us is they're genetic similarities. Okay. And in that graph, the lizards and snakes were on the same branch versus lizards and birds. Birds were at the very bottom of that cladogram. Awesome. James moving back up. Darian holding up the top. He who pilots, Stir Fry and Josie on the board. We love it. All right, let's do this. Last question. In which location would a population most likely be geographically isolated? Okay, we're talking about the world. We're talking about a spot on the world that is isolated. Would it be a rainforest? Would it be a river, island, or a wetland? This is going to play into some genetic answers, the allele frequency of a population, because whoever's on the island are all the choices that species has. It's going to limit them. You're right. An island would be the most geographically isolated, right? So there would be that water barrier around it. If you're a land animal on an island surrounded by water, you can only have mate selection that's in the confines of that island. So it is going to isolate you, right? And you're going to have to choose based on what your selection has for you on that island. Stir Fry, third place. He who pilots is number 2 and on top. Darian. All right, guys. We've got James and Josie as our runners-up. Well, you're all winners. You're all winners in my book. But way to be on top of those answers and quick with your fingers on the Kahoots. Good job, guys. Good job. Let me come back to class. And let's go. I'm going to go jump into my lesson files really quick. And I want to pull up those disruptive. I don't know how we missed those. I'm going to grab. I feel like it might have been on this. Where are my. It's not this lesson. Where is it? I go in here and try to find where we missed that. Because that is going to be helpful for the test. Let me see. It may be this one. You were Bubbles, Solly. That was awesome. I like that name too. Let's see if it's this. Please tell me it's in this lesson. Where did we miss it? Yes. Okay. Let's look at these. So there are different types of selection. All right. So when we're talking about how nature chooses, there's 3 different ways that nature chooses. All right. Sometimes it's directional. So this is how I want you to remember this. Okay. Tune in with me for 5 minutes and I'll let you go 5 minutes early. Okay. Directional selection. I want you to think about this graph. In directional selection, it favors a phenotype at one extreme or the other. So it goes one way or it favors it that way. So either in directional selection, if we're talking about mice coat color, it's either going to favor the very light or the very dark. It's going to only favor it in one direction. Does that make sense? Directional selection, it's going to favor one way. It's not going to be it's favoring both sides. In directional selection, see my window's doing something weird again on my face. One direction. So directional, I just want you to think of an arrow. It's either going to favor this side or it's just going to be favoring this side. The other variations, it's going to choose against. All right. Another form of selection is it's I don't want to pick you and I don't want to pick you. It's like the the middle ground, right? Stabilizing is like, oh, I'm going to pick you who are right in the middle. I don't want to choose. I like you both. I like the darky and I like the light. So we'll just take the best of both of you, right? So in stabilizing selection, it likes the middle range. Stabilizing selection means it's favoring that middle medium range. Okay. So directional likes one extreme or the other. Stabilizing selection, it likes the middle ground, the medium, the moderate. All right. And this is the last. This is disruptive selection. Okay. Disruptive selection is like, I like to be crazy. I like to be disruptive. I like to be extreme. Disruptive selection favors the both extremes. It likes the darkest and the lightest. That's how it chooses. Does that make sense? So what they're going to ask you on the test is just, can you match up disruptive with this? All right, camel humps. Disruptive likes the extremes, both extremes. All right. Disruptive likes both extremes. Stabilizing, it's safe. It likes the middle. You want to relate that to that middle graph. All right. And directional is one way. It likes one extreme or the other, right? So directional likes extremes. It just picks one or the other. Stabilizing likes the middle, and disruptive likes both extremes. It likes to be both kinds of crazy. Does that make sense? It seems like a big little thing, but it's something that's on the quiz or test, so I want to go over that. I think this was the day of the redfish, greenfish when we went and covered, did story time and then didn't get to these graphs. Good. Some of you are showing math, so let's go and look at the examples really quick that I have of this. Directional selection. Directional selection. An example of that would be this, all right? This is one extreme. This is the other. Like we've got the naked cat. We've got the very furry cat. And then we've got, like my maverick cat right here. All right. Directional extreme. Directional selection picks one extreme. So use your pointers and point to one extreme. Everybody point to one extreme. Good. So directional would be this one, the naked cat, or now everybody move your pointer to the furry cat, or that one. It would not be both. So if in nature, in my backyard, nature is going to select something for the bunnies, right? It's going to either select, if it's a directional type of selection, it's going to choose one extreme. Okay. If it is a stabilizing selection, everybody point to what cat you're going to choose for the stabilizing selection. Yep, my arrows are there to help you. Right? If nature chose the stabilizing selection, it would be that cute little Garfield cat right in the middle, right? Now, before I go to the next slide, what would nature choose in a disruptive type of selection? Use your pointers. We're going to all have to work together. Good. In disruptive selection, nature would choose both extremes. Both extremes. Yes. Good job, guys. All right, so maybe this is something.
Can you go back one, please?
Sure, you want me to go to stabilizing?
Yes.
Yep, stabilizing is the guy in the middle. It chooses the middle range.
Okay, you can move forward.
All right, so let's just do that one more time. Directional is going to pick one. In this example, it picks the fluff. In stabilizing, it picks the intermediate, the middle range. And then in disruptive, it picks both extremes. It's when nature says, ooh, I like all or none. Okay. And we have officially hit all of the content for Unit 2 now. High fives to all of you. All right. I know. Isn't the fluffy kitty so cute? Yes, you're right, Draven. You would think these guys are low maintenance, but they really aren't. Yep, my sister-in-law has 3 of these little naked kitties, and they take a lot of care. Awesome. Oh, that's cool, Isaac. Awesome. Well, you guys have done a fantastic job. So today we are done. What I want you to do is level up, right? Today, what is one thing maybe you went through in our review and you were like, meh, I don't remember that, or that was hard, or that tripped me up. I am in the dark. I'm just turning my camera off because I look ridiculous. If you found something that tripped you up, what I want you to do today is go capitalize on that. By that, I mean go make a diagram, make a flashcard, watch a recording, replay the Kahoot. It's in the classroom. You can go play that Kahoot again. All right? And tomorrow we're going to come back and we're going to beast this test, okay? Have a great day, guys. Absolutely. Thanks for being here, Isaac. Bye, Draven. Bye, Xander. Bye, Skylar. See ya, Heidi. Bye, Rach. Thanks so much, guys. All right, I will see you tomorrow.